and some more old school, some love songs, because we got a heck of a show coming up, y'all. Hey, we have the authors for the book, Finding Erotica. If y'all haven't heard, if y'all haven't seen, y'all haven't read this book, go on Amazon.com. But we have the author from New York and the co-author also here in the studio. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a crazy show, baby. Thanks for joining. What's up, Real? What's up, Phil? What's up, Phil? Good to see you, dog. 95.1 KVCM Monarch Radio. It's your boy Fuel. We're doing the cameo thing now. And DJ Fat Boy's in the house finally. Everybody's here. I ain't got the mic on.
You got me plugged in. So
everybody's here, y'all. Yeah, that's right. That was Sparkle by Cameo, in case you guys didn't know. I had to slow it down or whatever before the crew got here to get y'all ready and fired up, you know, with the guest that we're going to have in the house that's coming up pretty soon. I'm going to give her a few more minutes. I hope I don't keep pushing these buttons or whatever. Yeah. No, yeah, I know. Y'all always, they see how excited they get after I've been here slaving for the last hour or so. You know what I'm saying? I get my own little time or whatever, you know, but it's coming up in a few, so you guys bear with us right now, you know, and you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep that old school going right now and whatever. Get y'all ready.
I gotta turn it. I gotta switch it up.
Oh God, here we go.
We gotta get some dance in the vibe.
See, he right here. Y'all see that? You see how he want to mess up my daggone vibe?
Get lit.
Look, he want
to.
You know what? You know what? Just because y'all do it. Just do your thing. What you gonna do? Oh shoot! There we go.
It is that. But it's a relationship.
It's coming up in a few, y'all. So I hope y'all fired up and ready. Finding Erotica. It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be funky. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
What's up, Penny? Oh! Where'd you find that at? I didn't even see that. I don't make y'all do it. Can you do it? Can you do it? Let me see. Do it. Do it. Come on, right here. Know that. Hurry up, over here.
You your daddy's son.
Hey.
Look at my Pooh Bear. Look at her. Go. Come on. See? No, it ain't over. We got a minute too.
I'm starting with this.
Oh! We about to get into it in a sec, y'all.
I think I want to do. I got my question. I think I'm going to start with yeah.
They messed up my I was out in the love mode.
You know what
I was in love with myself until everybody came.
Hey! What else you got for me?
All right, Daisy. What's up, baby? Let me put this up here. This is what's happening, y'all. Hold up.
Hey, that's what she told me. You ugly. You your daddy's son.
Your daddy's son. Why I gotta be the daddy's son?
What? I don't call my daddy ugly like that.
I know, right? Y'all see what I just put there? That's what the show's about today.
We're going into the studio, man. We're going to make one of
It's about to go down. It's about to get nasty.
Why not?
Put the kids in the other room. Oh! Yeah, that's my shit right there. Ha ha! Ha ha! All right, I'm about to get into it now. There we go. You want the book? If you want the book, be ready for the contest and the question. It's coming up. You gotta tap in.
I'm telling you.
Coming up.
That's
about 10 minutes.
It started out crazy, really.
Daisy, what you know about that?
I tapped in yet.
What y'all know about that? I know I gotta put my zap in there sometimes. Huh? I know, right? I almost been gone and learned something. He done learned something. He done come back like mixing shit. Like, no, he's excited. He's excited. I am too, but you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do your thing. I know, right?
Very special. Yes. Let's go, man.
Let me do that. All right. I wasn't really prepared because almost throw me all in there like that. Anyway, joining us today, we have co-author and stars Tom, also known as Makuya, and Sharonette, known as Miss E, of the sexiest book you never read, Finding Erotica Book 1. This book can be found on their streamy and hot website, findingerotica.com. Today, Makaya and Miss E are going to tease us with a taste of their take on sex. Yes, with their sex, love, and relationship eroticism. So welcome everybody. Welcome. I'm gonna start off with Miss E. Welcome, Miss E, y'all. All right, so we're gonna get into it because we have. Okay. I'm gonna do that, but we got her co-author is gonna call in about 15 minutes. So we're gonna have to make it last, which we don't. Make it last. I know.
That's what this book is all about.
I can make it last.
Hey, y'all now, all right now, y'all.
I know, right?
Y'all excited and stuff.
Right.
All right now,
That's what's up.
Look
at. All right, so almost I guess we're gonna start it off with you, man. So he's ready for it.
About 2-3 weeks now.
Right.
So in this book, Finding Erotica, we see a picture of a very lovely woman. Starring in pretty much every front page of each chapter. front page of the book and back page of the book. My only question is this you, Miss E?
Wow.
I know, right? Just started right off the bat.
Yes, it is.
Right off the bat.
Yes, it is.
You gotta relax. They just got Morgan Freeman.
I know. All right. Right. Okay, so I guess we can start off, and we're gonna also ask your co-author of this book the same question. What inspired you guys into into writing this book? I mean, what inspired you guys for this? Yes, I want to know.
Everybody loves talking about sex.
Hold on, can you stop talking sexy? You get me off.
I don't know how we about to get through this interview. I'm serious. She already told me this stuff is real. I'm already trying to get it together off that.
All right. I'm sorry. All right. Go. What's more?
Get it together, y'all.
All right.
Everybody loves talking about sex.
Right.
Everybody loves talking about eroticism and all of the different things that you can do with sex and eroticism.
Right.
Yeah. And there's so many things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Can you name me 3?
Oh, BDSM.
What is that?
Oh no!
That's when you that's like a bondage, tying them up and stuff like that.
Listen to that, educated on. Look at that. Right.
I told y'all I jumped in this book. I was like, woo! It's serious.
It's serious. Right. Okay.
BDSM.
What else?
It's just your natural love making. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be anything extreme. Mm-hmm. It's just your natural love making. And then we have just your simple holding hands relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, is that boo? Is that
like something I may not know.
That's what I wanted to say about. I kind of wanted to applaud you, right? Because it is what it is. It's an unorthodox relationship book.
Uh-huh.
It's at first it seems like two people just having sex, but then the second chapter, right? The first goodbye or a goodbye?
Yeah.
Where she tells him she found another man, and he's almost devastated.
Right.
Boy, do you know that feeling, right? I've had that feeling.
Had that feeling,
Actually,
right.
I'll be honest with you. In some ways, I didn't know that men get that same type of emotion.
Oh yeah.
Such as, you know, women
A yearning.
where a yearning,
Yeah.
you know,
A
such
yearning.
a strong
Like-
desire, like, oh my gosh, my heart has sunken.
Especially when it's been going so well and the way that you probably, expected it to go, you know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden you get this dagger, like, you're gone.
Dude, gone.
You know what I'm saying?
Right? It was so heartbreaking, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she got on him. He handled it like a gentleman, like I wouldn't have, right? I said, check him out being mature about
Right.
But you can see the relationship developing between them.
Yes.
They had, at first it was this crazy sexual chemistry, but that chapter literally showed that it was more
That's
than
the
a
open,
great
yeah,
chemistry.
exactly.
It was like, the sex is great because of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was what I caught right there, and I was just dope.
Is that what you was
and-
hoping we was
and-
getting from the book?
And yeah, actually, the base of the book is really coming from a space of love. It's not coming from that place of this is just porn,
Right.
we just want to have sex. This is talking about how relationships happen and evolve over time.
Right.
Now, book one is composed of, it is a lot of sex because
Yes.
initially when you connect or reconnect in the beginning in a relationship, oftentimes that's just what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
Real life hasn't set in yet.
Right.
You know, the realities of the outside circumstances haven't set in yet. So book one is primarily sex because this is how they're developing and
The relationship.
creating, their foundation
So,
on the relationship.
Now I'm kind of piggyback off of what you just said. So that means book two is going to be the erotica of keeping the relationship together. And keeping it
Correct.
spicy,
And
right?
what outside circumstances start to invade that
You
relationship?
see?
We got the exclusive.
We got
I know, right? We got the exclusive, right?
early.
All right, so what would you say? What was it that got him out of the friend zone? 'Cause he was a friend up until, let's say, the park.
Well, I think with any relationship or any type of attraction, there's your natural chemistry, but then there's a lot of things that gentleman has sought to know about you, and in seeking to know about you, he does things that delight you, and so that kind of wins a gentleman over to my heart. You know, I can't have someone in there who doesn't have some fundamental things that I'm interested in. So there has to be something there, and he has to be in tune, and in sync with what
With each
I
other,
want and what I desire.
Right.
In order to be able to feed me appropriately.
She talking
Okay.
All right now.
So
All
we're
right
gonna,
now. Let's see.
since we started from the beginning, I must confess.
Okay.
I must
confessionals.
confess. Why you gotta put the mic over here?
Because you confessing, we need all the scoop.
Right.
No, it's nothing bad. No, seriously. I kind of like I thought y'all took a chapter out of my book or whatever when I read the part about the tree.
Oh,
I swear to God.
that tree scene.
Swear to God, the tree scene.
That tree scene
I
was
actually done that. And that's like, I was like, oh, wow. And that really kind of intrigued me to even read more because it was kind of like, okay, it's coming back. It's back almost at home right here. You know what I'm saying? So it might be something else that I might have done that they writing about.
I got
that,
one for you right
what,
now.
If I may,
Uh-oh.
this is a question for both you and Mrs. E.
What
Why a tree? What's special about a tree?
Why you?
Wasn't it there at the time, right? That's just
Well,
where they
okay,
were.
let me say.
Tree story.
Okay, well, I can say I'm just gonna give my story, my half of it, my part of it is that at one time, I mean, well, actually at the time I didn't have an apartment. No. Seriously, you know, at that time, my daughter, hey, get out of here. You're hearing all my business. No, she's like, I already know.
I already know about you, Daddy.
I know, right? No, seriously, it was just one of those spontaneous things where, you know, I mean, when you're, like you said, in sync with each other, whatever, it doesn't matter who's around. You know what I mean? It's all about just you and them, and you kind of block them out. You know what I mean? And so, of course, afterwards is when you realize, like, dang, you was out in public with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but at the time, I'm great saying we're gonna go with Miss E. Yes, like Miss E says, you know, it's that chemistry that you have, and that, you know, that desire to know what your partner liked and what she wants, you know, at the same time.
At that moment.
At that moment. Yes,
moment.
yes, exactly. At that moment.
It's at that moment.
Exactly.
Because I'm huge on this, right? I feel like sex is overrated if it doesn't come from this place, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't come with passion and the foreplay is not incredible, right? If it doesn't come all together, it's overrated. It lasts like 5 minutes. It's garbage, right? But when all of these pieces come together, the passion, and then you like each other, and you know what I mean? Then you do what she likes and she reacts to it, and then you react to her reacting to you, and then this mush of you guys start to come together is then she climax, and then you climax, and then y'all climax.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's I'm all about that, but my question for you is, how do you know that person is the one that you can, because we talked about this with the other book, vulnerability. How do you know that that's the person that you can be vulnerable with?
Okay. So let me just answer Almost Amazing's question about the tree. Okay. So the tree, it could have been anything. It could have been the beach. It could have been the back seat of a car. It could have been an elevator. It could have been a steer.
We have so much time to get to the next floor.
You gotta stop the elevator.
Miss E is
It
not
could
playing
have
with us.
been a stairwell. I mean, it could have been anywhere. You could
no
have been with your significant other in a store, and they could have been trying on clothes, and you decided to go into the dressing room.
Yeah.
So I mean, that just happened to be a place that at that moment in time,
That
those feelings were there, and it was like, no, I gotta have you. I gotta have you right. And I gotta have you in me right now. I gotta have you in me.
She
right
said
now.
it twice.
That's what she said.
She said it twice. She said it twice. Like, I'll make sure y'all heard this. Right now. Right now.
They, after the dude say go get a room, he think, oh, I got one, right? And they make love from the tree
Yeah.
through the lobby,
Yeah.
right? On the elevator,
Right.
It gets so intense in the hallway that he dropped the key.
Yeah.
Right? Lay her down, somebody come out the door, and then he's still, then from the bed to the floor, from the floor to the tub, from the tub back to the bed. I said, oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's I was like, when I got the reading that, I had the fan, like, well, okay.
All right, before real quick, we have the co-author of the book on here right now.
Get him on here because I got
Get
questions.
MK, you there? MK, you here? There you go, man.
Okay,
what's
one
going
minute
on, player?
Hey, I'm watching you on the screen here.
Yeah. All right.
Who gonna go out first? MK, I got one. I got a question for you. This is DJ Fatboy. One, how incredible is it, right, to meet someone that can satisfy you mentally, emotionally, and sexually?
The dream come true. I mean, it's all what we hope for. You know, I mean,
Man, you came out the door swinging, huh?
I got it.
That was awesome, man. Did you hear what he just said?
No, can you repeat that again? We was over here doing sound stuff over here. Right. Why is it not loud?
You can hear?
Okay. Oh, there we go.
There he is.
All right.
I heard best of both worlds.
What he was saying is that it's a mental orgasm, it's an emotional orgasm, and it's a physical orgasm. Right? That's what you said, right, MK?
It is. That's what I said. It is. It is. Always interesting. Always something new. Always engaging. Always fulfilling.
Y'all got me ready to go get a new partner, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm excited now.
Okay.
And then get to write about it at the same time.
Right? I mean, I didn't think anybody else thought like this but me. Like, so that's why I know about the BDSM and stuff like that, because I like tantric, which is the art of holding the greatest orgasm, right? And I'm all about that because I feel like
Call it the art.
it is an art. It's an art, and I feel like everybody comes in to stick and move, right? But nobody comes to worship. And I think the moment that you come to worship and understand that our temple is greatness, right? You get a different reaction.
Yeah, and also to piggyback off of that, there's this element, if you want to say, this spiritual type thing, this connection that takes place that's almost like an out-of-body experience if the two souls are connected like that.
Exactly.
And it has to be connected like that. And if you have that, if you've ever experienced that before, that is beyond amazing,
right?
Okay.
Beyond amazing.
So,
I'm trying to tell y'all.
all right. I'm gonna call
I
Mr.
want to
M.
answer his question on the vulnerability.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You
Don't even dig
mentioned
over.
the whole thing about what makes you open to, at that moment, having that kind of experience. I think it comes from initially the communication. And I say, you can have that initially. There's a sexual, lustful type of attraction, drawing. And some people have had that where they don't even know the person, and you're like, yeah, I want to get with you. Let's go do this right now. Okay, so there's that. But typically in your general relationships that kind of start from either a friendship or they start to bond, it comes from communication. And again, sharing, testing the waters. So I would say maybe asking a question and just seeing what kind of answer they give you. And then there's that back and forth. Oh, well, I like this. Oh, okay, you like that too. Well, I like, and so then at that moment that person would be interested and have no problem with having sex on the tree right then and there in front of people that are watching.
Right. Okay. Well, you got that out. Okay. So this question, Mr. M. I also actually
I'm having trouble hearing. There's music blasted in through my phone.
it's still.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where we getting music from?
I don't know, some type of feedback.
It's on audio, and take the cue off of it.
Was that it? Is that better?
I can't hear. I have there's music coming in.
I can hear it too.
Where's it coming from?
It's coming from. I think you got to cut off the
Nah,
We got
I hear it
nothing
in the
on.
background too.
auto.
Nah, auto's off. We good.
We good.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear you. Can you hear us? I know Fuel's a bit far from the microphone, so it may be hard to hear him. But can you hear me loud and clear?
I'm hearing music. I can't hear the voices very well. Oh, better.
That better?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
You had us.
All right, cool.
You got us. Sorry, Mr. LK. Go ahead. Phil got a question for you. Shoot. Phil.
Well, actually, my question was, what inspired you? What was the inspiration behind the whole writing of this book? Between the collaboration between both of you, Miss E and yourself. Like, what was the chemistry? What was the collaboration that inspired you guys to write this book?
You know, I'll give you a quick answer to a long story. I've been writing a novel for over 25 years. I went to a writer's retreat. The people I was working with said I needed to work on the love scenes. I began to work exclusively on writing love scenes. I connected with Ms. E. I shared some with her. She loved them. muse, my person I thought of as I wrote them, and she is also too an unbelievable editor and collaborator. And
Oh, I know it's
stories decided to turn it.
Wow.
What a collection of intimate experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a very important and rather interesting question for the both of y'all.
Uh-huh.
If you guys had to put a soundtrack to this erotica, what would those songs be?
We actually have some songs that
What?
we both are interested or like,
Okay.
love, that are inside of the book.
Really?
There's one by Eric Roberson, God's Love or God's God Made or something like that. That's a love song that's very beautiful. There's a few others like Marvin Gaye.
Okay,
Let's Get It
Those are
On.
some of Let's Get It
You heard what she
On.
said, Uncle Luke.
And if I could just kind of turn up the spice just a little
Please.
bit.
As only you can.
Right.
As only she can.
Woo! Well, another level of this is there's an age difference.
Okay.
Okay, there's an age difference, and then there's also an ethnicity difference.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you have
Cool.
those elements that are from two different worlds.
Right.
You know, age, whether it's younger or older. In this case, my partner is 20-something years older.
Wow, okay.
So
That's
that's
older.
a big difference.
You're right.
And me as a woman, I feel as though oftentimes, usually the older men are more mature and experienced when it comes to the bedroom.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Couple in, you're defending yourself?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, we are. We are.
I'm a seasoned vet over here.
Season vet.
I got an old soul, but
Oh yeah, you got an old soul. There you go. There you go.
I've been an old man for
I know, right? No, but I do get what you're
seeing us
saying.
with the Eddie Murphy.
No,
She said-
I do get what
she
you're
said,
saying
"Don't
with-
be control, boy."
No, I get what you're saying because it all has, it has to do with experience.
It does.
It all has
It
to do
does.
with, like, when you're younger, you have this maybe sometime an ego or some kind of shyness about doing certain things, or wondering, like, you think too much into it, like, oh no,
Like
that's too
picking up
freaky. Is
groceries
that
and putting
freaky
them
enough?
down.
You know what I mean? But when you get older, whatever, I mean, you have young women that want to explore some of the things that you've learned, as going up. I mean, you just didn't put you in the right place right
I
there.
didn't listen. I didn't know, because like you said, when you younger, you just be doing your due. I didn't really understand until I messed with an older woman on what I knew how to do.
Mm-hmm.
You get what
Your
I'm
skill
saying?
level, your
My
skill level.
on where I was until I started dating an older woman, because it's just
See?
what we do.
So like she
But-
said, you just validate what she
The
said.
more, but the older woman was like, "Yo, how old are you? Like, you can't be what you saying because you know how to do."
So you can't.
This.
You brought it. Just what you trying to
I
say?
always come in the door. That's why I say when I was reading this, when I was reading this book, that's the kind of stuff that I'm on. Like, I'm all about pleasing the woman. I think that is the best. Sex is not great until she's pleased.
Mm-hmm.
But a
what
lot
gets
of
me-
times,
But what gets on my nerves is women don't return a favor,
Ah.
and that's what's great about this. And that's
Right.
what's great about this book.
Right.
Because he loves her, but she loves him.
Right.
And which intensifies the relationship. You get what I'm saying? Instead of, because I always put out, right? And sometimes women get, like I say, pillow princesses and just love it. Oh, I'm just gonna love it and let them. Instead of, right? Okay, instead of,
Don't get loose, dog. Don't get loose.
instead of returning it.
Right.
But you can see Miss E, she gonna return it. And she gonna show you, like, all right, you giving this love to me, I'm gonna give it back to you in abundance, right? Which is so attractive.
Right.
Which makes sex dope, right? It makes it like, oh, I gotta have some more of this because she's meeting my soul as well.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Hey, just let me get back to this age, the age difference for a quick second.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, we're playing old school music. We're starting off with "Let's Get It On."
Right.
Gay to set the mood.
Okay.
But let's face it, the older you get, the more you appreciate a great woman when you are fortunate enough to meet her. And every now and then the universe presents us with someone special, and you've got to be ready to accept that gift. Right. And again, as the older you get, the more you appreciate being with a fine woman. And I think, you know, what oftentimes happens in our world is that people are always looking to trade up. You get to a place where you realize that there really isn't any trading up. This is a remarkable person who you get to be with for however long you get to be with them. Enjoy every second of it.
Okay,
I got you.
Okay,
MK dropping
Mr.
game.
M.
Okay.
Hey, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Are you you're black, Caucasian? Mm-hmm. I can get it out right. and the reason is because with this book, and you're satisfying a black woman, which is not easy to do.
A younger black woman
at that.
Go faster, go deeper.
So my
MK, you know what I'm talking about, brother.
Got this.
There you go.
So my question is, does it matter though, like what ethnic you are, in order to, you know, have the chemistry that you guys have?
Good question for you.
Y'all start speaking to the mic.
You know, I think a relationship across difference is really interesting because if you successfully navigate that, you're able to get to a really deep place of human connection, right? And those differences can enhance, if you can get there, can enhance that experience to really enrich it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's also too. You know, it's like one of those things of where one of the gifts of my world has been offered entrance into black worlds. It happened with my first girlfriend when I was in junior high school, and her family, and it's continued on through my life. And it's something I always treasure. I always feel like I'm fortunate to be offered that invitation, and it enhances what is already a special experience for me.
So poetic, MK. I see you, boss. I see you.
It's true.
They say once you go black, you can't go back.
And I live in testimony.
Living testimony.
I have living testimony.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Okay. So what we're gonna do? What we
from 14 years old on.
Yeah. What we're going to do is, because we also want our audience, because we're also live on Facebook, so we want our audience, which is actually your audience also, to win a copy. So I'm actually this is the first contest. It's going to be 3 of them.
Yes, sir.
The first one is going to be if anyone, I guess I need to put the camera on me. So if you guys watch the promo, what is it that me, myself, and Almost Amazing grabbed during this promo?
And you'll win a free copy of Finding Erotica with both authors' signature in it. And if you want something specified in your writing, we'll do it.
Right.
So that's what the winnings are for today.
Yes. So if you guys out there on Facebook listening and watching, this is what you do. Give us the answer right here in the comments. What was it that myself and Almost Amazing was grabbed? Grabbed. What was it that we grabbed in the promo? All right. You give the answer. The first one gives the answer up here on the comment. Wins the first book. All right. And we got 2 more coming or whatever. So don't be shy. Don't stay tuned. And we're gonna take a break real quick.
You got some dope for us over there?
Because I got chapter number 8 and 9 is killing. Oh man, I got So I got some questions. So right after this break, we're gonna get back into it. All right. 95.1 KBCM Monarch Radio.
Jason.
All right.
Get jazzy on. I'm that flight that you get on. International.
Now we can go into
First class.
Yeah. Get some.
Riding comfortable.
Hey.
Cause I know what that girl
We're gonna
New York to Haiti. I got
We're gonna have to turn it up a
on my
notch.
passport. You make it hard to live. Been around the world, don't speak the language, but your booty don't need explaining. All I really need is understanding. You talk dirty to me.
Did y'all hear the contest? Y'all want to win the book, Finding Erotica. All you have to do is let us know in the promo what it was that me and Almost Amazing grabbed during that promo. Easy. First person that actually put the comments here, wins the book. All right, with their signed autograph. All right, that's what's up. Who's out there? What's up, DJ Craig? I'ma see you, boy. I'ma see you.
I think I need a new one.
Join later. DJ Craig, you know how he do. Right after us. It's the Alpina Show.
You talk dirty.
That's what's up.
Talk dirty to me.
My daughter trying to read the book. She ain't reading no book.
Read that book now.
I know, right? She ain't getting no book. Tell her one more time. Listen.
The book is Finding Erotica Book 1. You can find it on our website, findingerotica.com. You'll win the book with the author's signature inside the book. And anything you want with it.
What's the contest, the first one?
The first one is in the promo video. What did Fuel and Almost Amazing grab? They both grabbed the same thing. What was it?
Give us an answer. Read the book. I mean, win the book. DJ Fatboy is in the house.
It's Fat Boy in the building. I was the laugh caught me off guard. That's your boy,
Okay,
G.
so we have one answer. She said, I don't know if this counts. She said Vaseline lotion.
That's what I grabbed.
What's the lotion?
I'm playing background music. Hey,
She answered correctly.
Huh?
She answered correctly.
Is that correct?
That is.
That's correct.
Vaseline lotion? Is that the same thing?
It's lotion.
That's the brand.
It's the lotion. Ah!
Yes, the
Oh,
brand.
yeah, that's
She was
right.
specific.
Is that the one? That's the one you got?
No, that's the one. But
It was lotion.
Okay, so you got it.
You
All
get a
right.
copy.
Cynthia Carlisle has won the book. All right,
So she just has to email findingeroticadirect2@gmail.com.
Oh, wait a minute.
Indicating that she won contest.
Tell her one
number
more time.
Email findingeroticadirect2@gmail.com, and then you'll be able to win the book. Just put in there that you won contest number 1.
Okay. All right, Cynthia. I went to school, Cynthia. What's up, Cynthia? Hey, so actually you can actually put your email down here also, so we can actually, get that book to you, because you won. You won.
You won.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Before we get into some Raji stuff, can I ask, where are you from? Let's get this briefing.
Does it seem like I'm from a particular state?
Yeah, kind of.
where?
I would have said
New York. Why did you
Really?
do?
A
I would've
lot
said
of
New
people
York.
say that.
But you're
A
from
lot of
here. You
people-
from here?
No.
You got a New York vibe.
You got
I'm
East Coast.
actually from Portland, Oregon.
Really?
Yes.
With where the hipsters live?
Got women
Yes.
Where the
They
hipsters
got women
live.
like that in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
I'm flying to Portland.
They do got a lot of trees in Portland.
Okay. Okay, so
What they do on trees.
can we get back on the show?
Yeah, let's go.
We got our caller on the line.
Of course.
Is it Makuya, right?
Mike Kuya.
Mike Kuya. Mike
Or
Kuya.
MK.
Or MK.
MK. All right, are you there? Can you hear us?
It should still
He
be.
probably
Did we
walked
lose
away.
him?
No, we got him. He probably just walked away. MK, you there? We'll get him back.
That's all good. Okay, so
Where is he?
huh?
I thought I heard him.
Oh, okay. So I want to get back into. I'm gonna jump on. I just got to because I just love that chapter 8. I'm gonna jump into it. Chapter 8 is when y'all went to Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about that. I don't know. You gotta go back. Okay. MK, call us back. I think we lost you on the line, so we'll get you back up here. Text him to me. I'm making sure he calls.
Okay, no, I'm listening.
Y'all went to Mexico. And MK had a little plan for you. A little surprise for you. Now, chapters before, I don't think you were into the
Submission.
That basically, ended up taking place in chapter 8. My question is, why did you trust MK so much?
Handcuffs.
Yeah, I mean, no, you trusted him totally, where he had a knife, and you still basically had, So what makes somebody like trust somebody that much? Although y'all been having sex throughout the whole book or whatever, what made you like trust him when it comes to that?
The first thing is, in chapter 8 and all of the setup, she doesn't know what MK has.
Right.
However, she allows the blindfolding to take place.
Right.
But all the surprises that come after, she's not aware of. She has to just totally be vulnerable,
right,
and say, I'm just going for the plunge. Whatever happens, happens. But again, to get to that level, I believe that I told this person one time that in order for you to be submitted like that, there has to be a very deep nucleus of love. That nucleus of love has got to be there for you to be able to say, I'll either compromise or I'll bend. Right. I'll trust you. That nucleus of love has to be there. So over the course of time, that love was established and developed where I could feel safe enough that whatever he did, I would be okay with.
Yeah, because can I say some of the things he did?
We got MK here too.
Okay. MK, what's happening, man?
Hey, it's nice to be back.
MK, man, I hear you, man. You need to teach me some things,
we're
man.
Talking about,
I'm learning.
Hold on. We're talking about chapter 8, and I was asking Miss E about the submissive part and the ideals that you had and came up with to use with her or on her, especially how did you know that maybe she was still going to be submissive when you had a knife and you rubbed it on her clitoris? I mean, on her. I got to get real with it. I'm sorry. You put it on, and her lips, and her vagina lips. And she didn't know. Well, it's the book. Look, okay, they get nervous. They get nervous up here now. They get nervous in here.
It's really hot in here.
But I thought that was, and not only that, the clothespins on the nipples. I mean, that stuff like that. Yeah, see, yeah, I know about. I mean,
hey, my man.
I mean, you took some risks. You took some risks in that or whatever. So, what made you? What made you come up with those ideals in that? Even that story itself.
It's my imagination got the best of me, but it's where trust allows you to push the envelope, allows you to go places that where you dance on that edge. And flirting with danger, flirting with various things, and your partner knowing that you're not going to cross that line, but you might, but you won't, and to enhance that feeling of excitement and the energy, interestingly enough, that can come from submission through dealing with fear and coupling that with trust.
Right.
And at the same time, never really endangering your partner, but allowing them to reach a deep level of trust for you.
Right.
Very nice.
All right, so now we getting. Are you guys into squirting? Can we talk about that on this?
Where did that come from?
Because now y'all got.
Wait. I took lessons on how to do it.
There is a watch that you could actually wear that helps you monitor
I heard that watch. Yeah,
when you can get your woman when she's at the place that she's getting ready to squirt.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
What's the name? What's the name of the watch?
It's actually on our website. It's on our Facebook page. We actually had an opportunity to go to Vegas to an adult convention, and that's one of the watches that they had.
How much it cost?
It was a normal price of a watch, like
150,
like 150 or something like that.
Yeah. Here's the thing I think that comes, and what we try to get to in the book, is that so many people are in committed relationships and are bored in those relationships.
Right.
Yeah, but what instead a committed relationship offers you is the opportunity to get deeper than you ever thought you could get. But you have to do that by adding in eroticism.
Yeah.
By making sure that you don't lose the passion.
Right.
And because combination of somebody who you really love and care for, who you really honor, at the same time getting to those places you always wanted to get to, it brings you even. It has the potential to bring you even deeper.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that what I took most of from it too is the ideals. Although because I felt like if I can get into this book and really get into it, I want to experience it. I want to try and see. I want to get with that female that's going to be open to that.
Open, yeah.
And I'm getting married.
And I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna say open up until chapter 9. I don't know about chapter 9, Mr. K. Yeah. I don't know about chapter 9, but we'll get into that in a second. but definitely, you know what I'm saying, it has a lot of ideals that people can actually, and it's about, and it's about, love. It's about the relationship and growing and not being so bored or whatever. So
and if I could just say one thing on the female side of it, in the photos are not totally done where they're, I guess, airbrushed completely, because you need to show a little bit of reality of flaws. So, which, by the way, you guys did an excellent job on the promo video, and I meant to thank you.
Thank you.
It was phenomenal.
I second that. Loved it. Thank you so much.
The photo that Miss E is wearing, the white gown that's kind of clear. If you really look at that, you'll notice that Miss E has stretch marks. So this book is to invite those in the common, regular, everyday relationships, marital relationships that are just very mundane, regular. This is to invite you in to be open to exploring other areas of sex.
Now, in that chapter, I'm still in chapter 8, y'all. But you had on the white gown, right?
It was a white dress.
The white dress with the split, and you had on red panties with red pumps. How did that come about? The coordinate.
Coordinate. I ain't gonna
How did they come about with the coordination of? I thought it was very creative.
Sexy.
Yeah, and sexy at the same time, because it's kind of like when I was like, I never thought a female would wear.
Yeah, because you could actually see. You would be able to see through the white, the red, and the red would come across not all the way clear. You just get like a little bit, just to whet your desires.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Can you hear? Miss E, I'm trying to tell you.
No, but really, the visual. But in the book, the visual is very important, and we have to be able to bring that across in the book, especially when we're exploring these areas. The visual is very important, so we have to be very descriptive with that.
My question is, how are you able to use words so poetically, right? Because that's what you did. You made it lovemaking, right? You know what I mean by that? Like, you made the words lovemaking. You made them very emotional, and then metaphorical as well. You know what I mean? So how were you able to do that?
One of the things, and I'll let MK also answer, it was a little bit of a challenge, I'd say, in writing, because when you have the different chapters, you don't want to repeat the same thing. For me, in reading the book, from the exterior standpoint, saying I'm licking her nipple or I'm doing this, to repeat that so many times, you have got to be creative how you express licking the nipple or grabbing the booty or opening up the vagina. Like, you can repeat that 3 times, but my God, you get bored. So you have to be creative and how you come across if you're going to express that many times in a book.
And speaking of that, I kind of noticed in the book that it kind of sound really like you didn't sound black.
What?
Really?
And some of the words that she didn't sound black. You'd be like, hold on, wait a minute, she's black. But then she used words like a white person would use.
Mundane.
You know? No. You called him something. I can't
wait,
remember what
wait.
you called him.
What?
My God, my man, not my man.
What is a black word?
I'm just saying the language. The language in a certain word, the way you said something or responded to him, it sounded like to me like a white girl. You know what I mean? And it's all part of being the political.
And let me say this: that the book, you have to understand, there's a wide audience that we're trying to
That's
reach.
what I was going to get at. You're right.
So, if I could just put it this way, we just don't want to sound ghetto all the time.
Exactly. Right,
we
right.
have to sound like like intellectual. We have to sound, and we have to be able to relate to those people who think like that, because you do have a set of audience who can get their groove on with some ghetto stuff. But then you have the intellectual ones who really need it to be relayed a different way. So that's where the poetic part has to come in. And MK, I'm sure you can piggyback off of that.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind, there's a whole lot of black poets out there.
Right.
Dope.
Right, and it's one of the things about when we think about cultural-based language. There's a lot of depth and imagery to that language, and what we tried to do and kept pushing towards was, the question of yes, but how does that feel?
Right.
Because you oftentimes, especially in sharing intimacy with someone, you share the intimacy. But do you take that? But you have to take that step back and say, "Yeah, but really, what am I feeling here? What? And keep in mind too that the book starts with poetry, and that we try to create a poetic story that's going to capture a human experience from our perspective, but try to make it that one that's universal. And just like the book starts with a poem by W.S. Merwin. Just let me share a couple lines from it. That's an inspiration.
Right.
I knew you as I did, time after time, when you appeared to me as you did, naked, offering yourself entirely at that moment, and you let me breathe you, touch you, taste you, knowing you no more than I did. That's the kind of language we want to get to, of where you bring the senses in and find the words to hang on them, so that as you're reading it, you can breathe it, taste it, feel it, smell it, and it becomes a central experience that can hopefully transpose you into that kind of setting where you can imagine yourself or see yourself or reflect upon your own intimate experiences, but live through the lives of our two characters.
Yeah. Okay. And then, and actually on that note, and piggyback on that note, is leading into chapter 9.
Which I do have questions, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all.
ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all.
You got something for me?
Right after this, though. So chapter 9, Miss E had something for MK. Had set a little something up for MK. Now, why y'all quiet? Everybody all quiet.
I'm waiting. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it set it up. You guys was in a restaurant, and basically, he was there supposed to meet you there, and you burnt out. You burnt out with a guy. So and like any guy would be like, hold on, what the hell? What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she didn't just leave with a dude or whatever, and she's supposed to be here, and this guy got the ups on me, So after he went back, got his drink or whatever, calmed down a little bit, went up to the room.
Right.
And the guy comes to the door. Now, right there, I probably would have went home.
So, would you have
I was like, hey, this is no more.
I'm
Right?
out of here.
But MK, the G that he is in here. In this.
The real thug. I ain't talking about the ones that riot. I'm talking about the real.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna see this through. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so he goes
because she asked.
Because
she said this
she
was
left that
her
note.
treat to him, and she wants him now to submit.
Yeah, but it's just
It's a cold version of submission.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what, though?
all kind of things will go in a guy's head.
And yes,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
what I want to know
when
from
another
you guys.
guy is involved in
Yes.
the
Would you
submission
be
or that
open
you're asking for.
Just as much as Fat Boy said the vulnerability on my end with the tree,
I'm not that
with the
vulnerable.
out there.
Right.
Wait, but you don't know. You don't know that surprise that she's bringing.
Right.
You don't know what
It's not
that
another
is.
girl.
You didn't read chapter 9.
No, he didn't know.
No, I think
I got to give it.
Okay, chapter 9 does involve both another male and a female.
Can I tell? Okay, so.
Oh, y'all nasty. I heard you.
I just love. Hey, I'm serious. I mean, because chapter 9 got kind of it added another like spark to the book. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, ooh, crap. You know what the heck? You know what I'm saying? And you think too, like you're like, would I have done that?
Yes.
Or would I do that? You know, because of this young lady or whatever that I'm so in love with or whatever. You know.
Do anything
So
for her.
basically, so what it is.
That's another story.
Okay, fat boy. So basically, what it is, he goes to the room or whatever, and the guy opens the door or whatever and tells him to come in, and he sits down. Another young lady comes out.
Now, so you
Look. He said, "Oh." Another young lady comes out.
Now we talking.
Fine. You know,
And not just any another young lady, but the beautiful Miss Zora.
There you go. Yes.
Yes.
And so she comes out.
I'm jealous of y'all love life.
And basically, well, should I let? I don't know if I
So
should
is
keep
it like
going.
no, keep going. No,
So it's
so
a swinger.
Zora comes out and starts to tantalize the two men. While they're waiting on Missy to come out, the gentleman decides, why don't I caress the guy?
Hey, yeah. Look, and that's why you got to get to chapter 9. You got to get to chapter 9. So go ahead.
So
Go
the
ahead.
focus is not for Leandro to focus in on MK.
Right.
The focus is now Miss Erotica, who comes out, and Miss Erotica and Zora enjoy one another. But in that, both men are excited. You would be excited to see two women, right?
I will be excited.
Right. So
Keep an open mind.
keep it open. So, would you allow? It wasn't anything like the other gentleman decided.
And we do not know where to go with this. Like, I don't know. You know how your face is not supposed to be? I'm just like, I don't know where this is going.
If he chooses to touch you, not try to make love to you, but touch you.
Hey, DJ Fat Boy. Hey, Fat Boy ain't looked up one time when you. He wouldn't even looked up. He ain't looked up one time. But okay, so.
And it's only, and let me say, it's only for a brief moment.
And this is what I can
it's
say
only
for you.
for a brief moment.
This is what I want to say for you, though, because I respect your manhood. And what I mean by that is I respect you're comfortable enough with yourself to allow this. Because we over here, we ego tripping, right? No, hold on. But what I'm saying is, I get what you say.
What'd you say almost?
But let me,
If you engage in
but hold on. You gotta
sexual
relax.
intimate
You
with
gotta
another
relax.
dude, ain't you?
No, but that's not what it was.
That's not what it
wasn't
is. That's not even what it
intimate
was.
touch. He
It's a
touched.
touch.
Was it like a
It's
dab
touch.
up? Like, hey, we good. We
It's sure
Like what it
I would say that I applaud you for being able to accept your manhood, because like I almost said I probably would have turned around, but you probably had a time of your life. You get what I'm saying? So
And there's a reward at
Right.
the end from your woman.
Right.
Because she has asked you, are you willing to do this for me?
Right.
And if you decide to do so, it reaches a whole nother new level of depth. But also, too, as a writer, it's hard to write that, too. Given that I know friends of mine are going to read it, and they're going to say, MK.
Right.
Do you
And
do
it's
this
not,
on the
and it's not, I mean, it's like, because it asks the question of, I wrote that, but did you do that? You know, because that's what the book raises that question. You know, of how much of this is real,
Right.
And we ask the readers to decide that. How much is this autobiographical? Well, we leave that up to the readers to decide. But we try to create situations where readers themselves are going to have to make choices.
Right.
And then
Right.
the other thing that you have to take in consideration, again, we're tapping into other people's lives.
Right, right.
So it's not just centered in on our lives and the way
Right.
we have
And that's
sex.
why I say
other
that
people have sex this way, so we have to bring that in.
Exactly. That's what that's coincide with what I was saying about the language or whatever is the same as far as the sex. It's like, you know, you have other, you know, relationships or whatever, when it's gay relationships or you know or not, it covers it helps, you know what I'm saying?
It does.
So
And I would. It was because when she was asking the question, I was thinking in my head like, now you sound real homophobic right now. You know, in the back of your head,
Right.
Right, but
I'm not trying.
I get what, but and that's why I applauded MK or even being able to write it, because being a male, we turn so homophobic so fast by accident. Do you get what I mean by that? Like, as soon as you even think of, oh no, that ain't me and you, but it's not that, because he's doing it with this woman, right? It ain't no sexual encounter with her, right? Not saying that I would do it or I wouldn't. What I'm saying is, when you look in a mature perspective, right, it's not homophobic. Get me?
I want really quickly. I want to bring in another element. Another element that we begin to show in the book. What about those couples who run into incidents where the gentleman may have prostate cancer, or the woman has a mastectomy and her breasts are no longer there, and what you may have considered, this is what we consider sex, now you have to open up and evolve and be open to other ways of pleasing your partner because of these exterior circumstances.
Right.
All right, so
Look at he said, almost said. Yeah.
One other question that scene raises is just the you know, and talking about comfortable sexuality of, as couples flip, is a man comfortable being submissive? Because traditionally we have situations where men are in control. What's it like to give up control?
Right.
What's it like for a woman to have all that control of where I'm going to have my way with you?
She had a lot of control in that.
Right, and what's it like for a man to be able to be at the mercy of his woman? Hey, have your way with me. Do what you please. Right, and again, to flip things, to push things, and you know, to you know, what are the taboos that we have that we might fantasize about but are afraid to go there?
Yeah.
Let's go there and see how close we can get to that edge. And you know how it is when you're on that edge of doing something that you think maybe you're not supposed to be doing,
Right.
how it enhances the excitement.
Yeah.
And then when you step across that line, man, it can get good.
Ooh, damn, he said you
Hey, listen.
Hold on. We gotta take a break real quick. Hold on. And yes, actually, and before we go, I know it was that last drink that you took that when you went up to the room that made you do all that, but I ain't gonna. Put you in that relaxed mode.
Yeah.
I don't know what that drink was, but you was No, but we're gonna actually go. We're gonna take a real quick break, and we're gonna go to the contest number 2, and then we're gonna have MK and Miss E ask us the questions that they want to ask us, and also get the email address again. Cynthia Catalog want that. All right, 95.1 KBCM Monarch Radio. Stay on hold. Give her the. Give her the email address again.
The email address is findingerotica2@gmail.com, and that's the number 2. It's on our website, findingerotica.com. But again, the email address is findingerotica2@gmail.com.
I need to find me.
Finding Erotica direct to.
Finding Erotica direct2@gmail.com.
Direct to.
Direct to Finding Erotica direct, DIRECT. The number 2@gmail.com.
the thing. This is the thing. We off the radio. Hey. We on break. We on break. It depends. See, but then that goes in. What is listen. No, that goes with. Listen. Well, you go. Hey, listen. No, listen. That goes with. That goes with. Like we said at the beginning, age. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
that's what goes with age. Because you're.
Age. Your thinking is different now.
We naked.
Huh?
We naked.
I know. Don't be using us. No. No. Nigga, if you don't get out my ear. Don't get up out my ear. Nigga, you breathing. You too. Hey, that's too much. Hey, you touching me. You touching me.
And that's why I applaud you for saying that.
No.
Like, okay, it takes a real kind of man to be like, all right, I'm not.
And it happens.
But it actually. No. No. But like you said though, I mean, but
It's a mature thing.
it's a mature.
And the thing about it is, he sits down. It's not like the guy immediately comes, so he doesn't know that this is coming. So he is getting aroused while seeing Zora. So he takes
Okay.
her by touching her penis and caressing her.
You did. I didn't even get to that part, but yeah.
While he was sitting there.
He just basically was.
So yeah, and that's it.
While
And
you
then,
sitting
but MK is already
But then-
aroused. He's already aroused looking at these.
But in your mind though, you know what I'm saying? Especially with what's going on or whatever, you see this other female that's coming out that's fine and sexy, you more thinking like, okay, that I must be getting in that. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You more thinking like two females.
So if you look and you feel this, you gonna say, "Oh, it's a third girl." You gonna look over and see a beard, some nasty eyebrows. Then what? Like, what do you mean?
Okay. All right, real quick.
Yes.
We got to get the second contest. Real
Okay.
quick. All right.
Contest number 2
Fat boy in the
is
building.
on
And we're
our
back in the house
website
right now.
under the heading.
I think.
MK, you still there?
Yeah, we got him.
MK, you there?
Yes.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, we back.
All right, to kick things off hot and spicy, what is the best item to have sex on? Outside of the tree, of course.
That's great. I as you can see from one chapter of the book, I'm kind of partial to kitchen counters.
Oh!
I like kitchen counters, player.
Kitchen counters.
That's next level.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you, dog.
And you can see also too from the book that there's a strong connection between food and sex.
Right.
And so it's just the kitchen counter seems to be both a metaphor and also too a place that offers lots of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
MK, you too cool for TV. I'm just letting you know, man. You got the gift, man.
All right. Okay, so I guess the table's about to be turned on us on this segment. With questions you guys have for us. What? Who? Not just me.
Yeah.
What we?
Okay, all three, y'all.
Okay, no, it could be me.
MK, what's your first question?
First, let me say I love the show.
Thank you.
And I love it because it's funny as hell. It's topical.
Yeah.
And it also too it builds community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And today is an example of that.
Yes.
Of you create conversation and bring people together. So I have two questions for you. How do you see what it is that you're doing, and what's your larger vision for yourselves?
How do we see as far as we doing? Like you're saying the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first time anybody ever asked a question about our show, man.
You want to start?
I love you, dog. Go ahead.
I'll start
Fat
first.
boy. Okay.
Far as me, I came in here because it's kind of a long story.
Don't make it long.
I ain't gonna make it too long. I came in here maybe like a semester ago, 2 semesters ago, and I kind of walked in on them doing the show. I sat down with them. I was doing the show, and I was like, cool, these brothers is doing their thing. They got a platform, whatever. And I had been trying and dying to get in here. When I finally got in here, I was like, man, I'm gonna make sure I get in. I did 2 or 3 shows. The chemistry was so crazy with us that I was like, man, I'm here for sure, and I'm gonna make it a thing. Far as where I see us going is the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
If far as we get it together, I got a few things to work on by little things like that. But far as what I'm planning on doing with media, man, is I want to be like Ted Turner. I want to take TV to another level. As far as just a new vision, I think it's all messed up. I think they then goofed up the plan on how it was used, basically news and basically to inform people. So like you say, to create conversation, that's what I'm all about. So that's why I love doing this. So thank you for asking, man.
Yeah.
Almost. All right, as for me, I've been pursuing a career in broadcasting. Of course, communications is my major at my current college. I've always had a love for music, so radio was right up my alley. And in turn, I met Fuel on the way. Me and Fuel hit it off back in like 2014. The chemistry was there. We went from ELAC, East LA, to our current location, KBCM here in the Valley. And just the chemistry is right. You don't never want to leave it. And eventually, hopefully, we make it big time. We join a major radio network, or we even create our own. Because the show is great. You guys love it. We love it. We love doing it. We take time out of our week, out of our busy schedules to just put in on this
and I be
show.
tired, y'all.
Yeah. So overall, it's a great feeling, and I just love working with these dudes.
Yeah. For myself, and like they both just mentioned, is the chemistry, and that means a lot to me as far as trying to build something and trying to have the same vision as to where the show should go and where we should be at a certain time of our time we've been together. And we've grown from the time we almost had met. And then when my man Fat Boy came on with us, I mean, it just kind of made it grow even more, which I know. And then we also have another DJ Veggie, that helps us out and here and has our back or whatever. And our chemistry with her is great. So that's what it's all about with me, is chemistry. I do see us owning our own station, you know, because sometimes you have to do that to do your own thing, to be different, you know, and that's what we are. We're a little bit different from a lot of other radio stations and other shows or whatever that you might see on Facebook, because of the chemistry we have and the fun that we have together, and it's genuine. You know, it's nothing that we can, like, you know, we haven't written anything.
Yeah.
You know, you see how I stutter sometimes. Half the time I stutter on my words. I stutter, you know, but it's real. You know what I mean?
It comes through.
And I
That
think
comes
people
through.
love the realness of our show or whatever, you know, which they don't get a whole lot of. So that's one of the things that I most definitely plan on, and is to having our own radio station and being our own bosses. So
That's awesome.
Great question.
Thanks, man. Thanks for asking that.
Thanks.
I'm gonna cry now. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
let me turn the camera around to share. I mean,
He has another question.
okay, you had another question. Okay.
Go ahead, MK. What's your second question?
What was your favorite part of the book?
Chapter 2.
No, my favorite part of the book was chapter 8 and 9. That's why I went over that.
No, mine
eight
was
and 9, because 8 and 9 it showed the chemistry that you have with where she can be submissive and then you can also be submissive. You know what I mean? And it basically, you know, it basically says that y'all can do anything together or whatever without one thinking like, oh, okay, you're doing too much. You know, it's like she, you know, even like I said with the clothespin on the nipples and the knives on the vagina, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, I mean, to me, I think I'd probably be scared of women now, you know what I'm saying? She'd probably be like, and I'm going to use the word, I'm not going to use the N word, but she'd be like, no, that ain't going to happen. We ain't doing it. You know what I mean? So that chemistry alone right there between those two chapters or whatever is really what drew me even further in and want me to actually, of course, I'm going to read the whole book, but those two chapters right there is the main ones.
Mine's is chapter 3, Second Chances. I just love the way Mrs. E took control and just kind of, rarely do women realize where they were wrong at, right? And she kind of expressed that in a way. And then they just kind of like made love throughout that whole couple of days. And then he was like, well, I ain't going to work tomorrow. And then she was like, well then you got me. I'm going to clear the day for you. And then she cleared the day. I thought that was just dope. That's what I'm looking for in a relationship. You feel me? So when I read that, I'm like, man,
Where these women at? I need to find me one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's one of the things that make it do it. It makes you want to find that type of, that type of woman in your life. You know what I mean? Go ahead, almost.
Yeah, mine was chapter 2, to be honest. What you look for in a relationship, this is what I look for in erotica. Like this, this was like the imagery and words you guys chose were so specific. You were there, like you were in it. So obviously, for an erotica standpoint, this was the one. For sure, this is the one.
Good. Okay, so I have a couple of questions on a more funnier note. I don't know if you had the opportunity to listen to our audio on the website. We do have an audio version. It's called Craigslist. Okay. The contest number 3 pertains to Craigslist, so I won't give the answer. But Craigslist topic involves women who sell dirty panties online. I mean, through Craigslist. So the question is, would you purchase a woman's dirty panties?
Ooh.
Would you pay $25?
For a woman's dirty drawers?
Yes, for a woman's dirty drawers that you do not know.
Hold on, MK, why you laughing, man? you like, I gotta hear this answer.
It's so easy to say no, huh?
Yeah.
It is very easy to say no. I'm probably gonna go with no. I'm trying to think of, and that's just what's great. The fat boy, I always try to think of a way to say yes, but no. I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
Now you went. I don't think so.
You trying to think?
Think of a situation like.
I don't think so. But if they Hollies, I don't know.
If the Holly Berries.
If they Beyonce,
really? Do it have to
like
be?
that?
I don't know what. Almost.
Yeah, if they're not from a famous person's closet, I'm straight.
They have to be a famous person?
If Rihanna's, they can be $50. I'm buying.
I like Riri.
You like Riri, dog?
Other than that, I'm not a fan of dirty panties.
Me neither.
Even with girls I've been with.
You know what?
That's my thing.
I don't think I would, because I would get free dirty panties just from her after I had sex.
You just gonna keep them?
I just keep her panties.
But you wouldn't spend
I'm just saying. As far as strangers' panties, I don't know. I don't think I would. I don't
But
think I
there is
would.
a fetish for that.
It is a fetish,
There is
exactly.
a fetish
There is a
for
fetish
that.
for that.
So,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it could be cycle, it could be urine,
They
it
get
could
it,
be
yeah.
cum, it could be feces, it could be any of that
Whoa.
And so
I was
people
with you until you went to the last. Like, I was all the way in.
So people
And it's a
pay
booming business.
20. It's a booming.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
It is.
it's a booming
It is.
business.
It is, though. It is. It seriously is.
Yeah,
it
it
is. It is.
On
It is.
Craigslist?
So I
Yes.
guess real quick, okay, have you ever purchased some panties?
You purchased some drawers, MK? Tell me. I won't tell nobody else.
Okay, answer.
No, I have not purchased any drawers, and I don't plan on anytime soon.
That's what I'm talking about, MK.
All right,
That's right.
But it's a booming business, though, huh?
We need to start. You know what we need to start doing? We need to find some girls with some cute, dirty panties. And I'm always
Start
about
the
making
business.
some money.
Right.
Stop playing.
So my second question to you gentlemen is, let's say, for example, this is just an example, your significant other, you've been with them for 5 years. They've been giving you oral for 5 years. They walk in one day and say, I'm done. Due to done with performing oral.
What? Okay.
What? Why are you looking at me?
No good.
That isn't even a question.
It's just wrong, huh?
Now, typically,
especially
what
after 5
happens
years.
is, because I've heard guys say, no, if my woman don't give me oral, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. This is it. So
If
would
she
you?
been giving lazy oral, though, it don't really matter.
If it was lazy.
Because see, you talking from an experienced erotica point of view. Some of these girls out here giving lazy head. And
You were serious with
I'm real serious about that. So if it's lazy oral,
you can keep it. But if it ain't lazy, no.
Okay, well,
I wanna keep it.
say for the whole 5 years it was bomb.
Yeah.
And then she says,
Sure.
She
I'm
says
done.
maybe something like I went to church.
Yeah, she got. She got.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can figure it out.
Sundays you need to be performing oral
On Saturday,
huh?
huh? Yeah.
Like, cause you just messed up this whole. You know, I'm all about 3 and 2.
Oh, yeah. It is a
Put it on the
3.
shirt, bro.
I know, right?
Oh, you know what 3 and 2 is?
Tell her 3 and
Sex
2.
3 times a week.
Oh.
Oral 2 times.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
3 and 2.
Okay.
It's like a championship.
A minimum.
A minimum.
A minimum.
You're keeping your relationship.
So you would require that. You
I'm-
would require.
I'm
So
able
she
to
came back. But it's not enough for you to say I'm walking out on her. You're not going to walk out on her or give up the relationship.
No, 'cause
What would you do?
I like sex.
Okay, so what would you do? You would just say okay. You would just settle for it.
Oh,
You got a reason. You gotta ask her,
We'll
like,
have
what
to
is it
figure
about?
something out, like-
Can I change
I just
something?
told you. She said she went to
to
church.
And it's cold.
and it's never coming back.
You said what?
I don't
And
know.
it's
Would you
never coming
stop?
back.
Try to thug it out, but I know myself too.
I know.
Like, bitch, I'm like,
Now it's okay if I go
it was
get
real,
outside.
dog. We gotta go get some.
Am I allowed to get outside oral?
Good question.
That's the question.
That's
Hey,
the
look at
question.
MK.
That's the
That's the
question.
question. Now, if
That's
I'm
the
allowed to
question.
get outside oral, we still got a relationship. And we still ticking.
Right.
We still a couple.
Right.
Now, if I can't get outside oral, we
got
lost your
problems.
mind. 'Cause that's I always say fair exchange is no robbery. And you just robbed me for my oral. You understand me? That's a robbery. We can't just steal oral and get away with it.
Well, we got Fat Boy's answer.
He just said some real stuff. It's on me. I think I've been chiming in enough the whole time. Like, yeah,
I just wanted to get a whole.
I'm out. I'm out, or unless I can get it from
So
somewhere
you
else.
would be out even though you fell in love with this person. You were just like this. She is it. All the other areas of the relationship
Well,
are great.
Yeah, because
I'm
this is
not
the
out
thing.
But it happens because I have friends that it's
Okay,
happened
but
to.
this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been doing it with your man for so long, whatever, and for you to just flip on them like that, you know, like maybe ease out of it, but don't just say, "Hey, I'm
At
done."
least start giving lazy
You know,
oral.
I mean, do it like do 3 and 1, do 2 and 1. You know what I'm saying? Just ease out of it. Don't just let me know that it ain't gonna come as often
just
anymore.
revoke
You know
the
what I'm saying?
oral card
But you just
like
can't just take it, just take it like that, and then be like, no.
And that's a decision that we both gotta agree on.
Exactly. We
You
got
can't make that decision
By
at church
yourself.
and then come home talking about I ain't doing oral no more. Hold on, I was not there with you. This is something that we gotta regroup and talk about. I need you to take a seat. I think that you went too far. When did I think, or when did you think that no oral was okay? That's the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess
Yeah.
we got the answer to that.
And I have one more question
Okay.
for you, and
Okay.
this pertains to golden showers.
Oh.
So, would you guys be open to that if your significant other said, "Please, let me pee on you"?
No.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
that's too many.
That's
too many drinks.
That's too many drinks.
But
Yeah,
remember,
it's
I
less
said,
about
remember, I
pills than
said,
drinks.
what happens is when you're in that space, that nucleus of
That
love.
comfortability, that vulnerability.
Yes, you begin to compromise on stuff. You begin to say yes to things that you would
My
normally
question is,
say no to.
Have you ever urinated on a man?
Sure.
And two,
Hold on.
look, I can't even get out. What
We
what
gotta
do you
answer
get
her-
from it?
But we got to answer her question first.
Oh no.
No.
No, you're not gonna do that.
You're not.
But you know what? Squirting, I like squirting though.
It's the
So
same.
it's
Okay.
all
So it's
the
kind
same.
of one and
almost
the
the
same
same.
element. It's
Same.
one and the same element.
So you know what?
One and
Wait a
the
minute.
same
Hold
element.
on. Okay,
It's
now
one
since
and
we're
the same
going
element.
to get into squirting.
That's why, yeah, I
Since
say,
we're going to get in. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
I
love
say,
squirting. That's like
don't ask me.
Ain't
If
nothing.
you do it, and I just so happen to like it, let's do it.
almost just win love.
It's like, I just know, I'm comparing it to squirting. Like, since squirting is
It's the same
essentially
thing.
the same
It's
thing.
the
Like,
same thing.
if it happened and I liked it, I guess it's
nothing that
cool.
you
But
can say.
if you add me,
But don't
hell
ask.
nah.
Yeah, the facts. If you come out and jump out like, Oh, can I pee on you? No,
What you mean?
no. Like, you mean like urine? Like, urination is what we're talking about, right? That's what you're talking about? You talking golden showers. You gotta relax. R. Kelly too. That's what I would say. You know, a comedian. But if she pee on me by accident, like, let me stop.
Okay. I'm gonna say this.
An accident on purpose. You get
No,
me?
I'm gonna say this.
I like squirting. Yeah. That's why for me.
Yeah, I think.
Like it ain't. It ain't.
And that's the thing. We all like the squirting because I like the squirting too. But when you guys say it's the same, I don't think it's actually the same in my book. I don't see it. Well,
squirting. What is it? Squirting has about 15% urine in it.
Well, yeah, 15%. We talking about 100% urine that stinks. That stinks.
No,
not
right. Necessarily.
No,
if she has drink,
a lot of water.
Right, lots of water.
Oh, well, that's preparation.
Out,
She prepared and all that. You know, but if she did it, if she just kind of urinated while we were doing it, and it was just warm down there, and it just got
then
warm.
Then you haven't had Miss Erotica sweet cream.
Hold on. Miss Erotica's who? What?
You haven't had Miss Erotica's sweet cream.
Sweet cream.
My stomach bubble.
I know, right?
I don't know what that means.
I know one thing. She cut the whole conversation. I don't even care about nothing.
I don't even care about nothing else.
I want to know what the sweet cream is.
I know what the sweet cream is.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So
what do both parties get out of this?
Sweet cream. You missed it.
Well,
actually,
you know, sometimes it's a delight for the other, whoever the party is who's delighting it.
Does like the woman feel dominant? Is that what you get out of it?
More of a position of
the guy wants to feel submissive.
Like shut up and take.
Okay, so the question,
and you guys like that,
and he's like. Yes.
Okay. Well, the question is flip
back
back
the sentence.
I
don't like the activity.
Let's flip this question back to MK and Miss E. Would you guys let someone?
Well, I have done it.
Sure.
Before.
Yes. Since they
done it. She done it.
Miss E ain't playing out here, y'all. We really need to step our bars up. We really don't know what we doing out here. I thought I knew. I thought I was an expert. I'm like. Intermediate. I mean, what's going on? MK, man.
All right, what about you?
Come over here and talk about I'm an expert and I'm sitting next to Miss E.
Okay.
You can't let me do that.
The sex expert.
Right. It's true.
Hey, so MK, did you?
The music to my ears is to hear my partner say, I never imagined I could feel that good.
Woo!
MK the player though.
Man. Boy.
MK just keep it too real.
Boy, hey, you're gonna have to come back. You're gonna have to come to LA.
Come in person, man. Come slide through this thing, man.
I know, right?
Man.
Hey, so I had a comment down here real quick that where'd you go? That was Loretta. Loretta said, "What's wrong with a golden shower?"
Loretta.
Thank you, Loretta.
Loretta, I see you.
What were you doing the R. Kelly chart?
I see you on your kinky stuff, Loretta. I see you. Now y'all got me thinking. I thought I was real advanced. I ain't peed on nobody yet.
All right, so are we done?
Yeah.
Did you have another one?
Yes, I answered my MK. And what do you say to that about the golden showers?
You know, again, it's in the context of a trusting relationship. If it happens in the context of a loving exchange, if it really excites my partner, I'm open to just about anything.
I can hear it in your voice. Woo! I was just about to say that, MK. Woo! I can hear it in your voice. MK said he want results.
It's true.
The ending result is what it's about, right?
The thing about squirting is the intensity of the orgasm.
Oh man, that's I love it.
Ain't nothing like the squirting player. Like I thought I knew what orgasm was until I made a girl squirt, and I was like, wow.
Right.
It was
right.
What is this?
Right. Get to a deeper level.
Like your legs, like the leg trembled at another level.
You need to close your ear. No, right. You need to be closing your ear.
Shakes at a whole nother level. Like I'm like orgasm is dope because when you can like bite her lip and she comes again. You know what I'm talking about, Missy.
Like you know you should know.
Because I know she knows. What I'm saying is once you in that orgasm mode, a whisper in the ear, a center off the moment, and that's like the thrill for me. I like to catch
because it's a very subtle
perfect.
Subtle
It has to be placed
movement.
perfect. If you do not place it perfect, it will not happen. But the slightest bite of lip, let it go. Whisper in the ear, let it go. It's like, oh my God.
You didn't know you had that much power.
Right? Yeah, I'm able to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute. It's
You know, to circle back to what one of the original comments was, it's a holy experience.
Right, right, exactly.
It is.
You know,
Exactly.
it is.
It's something
yeah,
different. The first time I ever seen it, I was like, hold on. I'm addicted to it in a way.
Okay. All right, man. All right. Hey, we've been on
Worshiping at the shrine.
We've been on here for some time. Actually, we went over our time, but we all right. We all right. We all right. So actually, once again, appreciate you. I don't know why I always want to say. I know. Appreciate you, MK.
Thank you.
For
Thank
joining
you
us
so
from New
much.
York, man.
Thank you so much for reaching out, providing the forum that you do, not just for us, but for others. Please keep doing what you're doing, and I hope you realize all your dreams and then some.
Yes,
So
sir.
thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And when can we?
Thanks for helping with the book.
Okay, when can we look forward to the next book?
It's almost finished. We're in the final stages of editing, and it'll be out this summer.
Okay. Is there a title we should be looking out for, or is that a mystery right now?
You want to give the title?
The title we're floating is Happy Endings.
Woo!
I like that.
I like it, man. I like
Like
it.
I said, excuse me, it introduces a whole nother set of life.
Because now we're trying to keep the
circumstances.
relationship
Yes.
alive, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's the
initial
book
was
that I
everything.
need. I need that. I'm about to start practicing tantra again.
Okay, yeah, you know, and because Loretta is about to
He
go
talks
in.
about
She's
it on
talking about you got to hit
American
that
Pie.
right. You got to, yeah.
Remember when Finch sleeps with Stifler's mom? That's what he was. That's what he was doing the whole thing. When he was pouring the water into the plant, he was practicing tantra.
Okay.
Hard.
All right,
That's
y'all.
why
All right, we gonna get further into this, but we got to get out here.
I'm telling you, giving us a good show because
this is.
Can I just make one final comment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to. I want to thank my beautiful partner, without whom none of this would have ever happened. The inspiration, the muse, the model, the brilliant editor, the inspiration to keep going. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Oh,
Love
you're
you.
so welcome. Thank you.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what's up. And that's going to do it for us, y'all. 95.1 KBCM Monarch Radio. It's Fired Up Thursday. I'm your boy Fuel.
I'm almost amazing.
It's DJ Fatboy in the building.
And we're out. All right, all right. Peace. Woo! Oh, we still on? They still on?
She's alright. She's alright. That girl's alright with me.
We out, y'all. Peace.